Welcome back. It is Friday, September 15th, and the MLB our five favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday, another weird MLB day. It was a 1-1-1 day. We had one play that did not happen. It was the Rockies team total over 3.5. The game was postponed. I actually was going to run it back today, but now it's like minus 145. We're not going to do that. Our winners, Nats, Pirates, under 4.5 first five. Great call, Logan. I mean, 2 runs scored in the first five, and I think 2 runs scored all game. So a beautiful call. And then Twins over 2.5 first five team total. We picked the one Twins bet that did not hit. You could have taken any team total for them. It smacked. They just did not get it done. I ended up scoring so many runs on Urania in like the 6th or 7th inning. Just absolutely painful. Should have been a 2-0-1 day. But either way, we're going to bounce back. We're going to have a good day today. I'm feeling a 5-0 sweep. And as we talked about, our 5th play, and if you know it's a Friday, is going to be our parlay of the day. It's on Dimers. Top link in description. We haven't tracked it in the past couple days, but we really like this one. It is Friday. We also give away money if this one does hit. Check our Twitter how to enter that later on this afternoon. But we're going to track it for half a unit. I think one of the legs does not have odds right now. This is the 3rd leg, but we'll be tracking it once those odds are live on Bet365. It's another 3-leg hit parlay. And yesterday we did talk about the PointsBet offer, and I want to put it out one last time because it does expire at 12 p.m. Eastern time today. So maybe it has expired by the time you watch the video, but you can get a $150 jersey voucher on PointsBet if you want to take advantage of it. Top link in the description. Make a $50 bet, and you'll get that voucher to use on any jersey of your choice. All those details are down below. But Logan, you're running back a play that I lost a few days ago. I hope it has better juice and better vibes for you today. Which one are you going with?
Yeah, you mentioned scene of the crime from a few days ago. I'm taking the New York Mets team total under 3.5 runs, plus 105 odds on BetMGM, currently your best value there. Now, I did look at the first 5 under because I've been picking first 5 unders pretty well, over-unders on there. And I looked at the full game under, and I decided Mets team total under was the safer option between those two because I really, really do not want to ask David Peterson of the Mets to do anything good for me because I mean, if you've ever watched him pitch, it's an absolute train wreck. I'd rather just trust Hunter Green and trust my gut that we're going to see a really good Hunter Green game today. And I was also mentioned, he's had bad luck with the New York Mets. I'm not scared of the Mets at all. I see this total set at 3.5. I think it's low for a reason. I really think we see a good Hunter Green showing. Look at his ERA, 4.43 ERA and a 1.43 WHIP on the year for Green. The WHIP's obviously a little bit higher than I'd like. The ERA is fine. I mean, it's good enough. He hasn't started a ton of games this year. So again, sample size isn't crazy. Last time Green faced the Mets, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and only 4 strikeouts. I mean, the walks are kind of Hunter Green's game. He can get a little erratic sometimes, but I think if he can limit the damage, 2 earned runs type ceiling today, I would really enjoy that. His K prop today, and why I'm really confident that the Mets get cooked today. His K prop set to 7.5 at even odds. Look, he just hasn't. I mean, he's been hovering around that recently, but he just hasn't had enough starts this year to really, in my opinion, earn a K prop like that. I think the books kind of know in this one that the Mets are going to be whiffing on a lot of pitches, and Green is one of those strikeout specialists who knows how to, in an 0-2 count, how to get that third swing and miss pitch. Green also coming off 2 solid outings with both shutouts, 0 earned runs allowed in his last 2 outings. So that's kind of what we need. We need him in good form against the Mets offense that's hitting 262 this month, which is, again, up from their average of most of the year. And the Mets still, I want to remind people, 23rd in runs scored. It's time for the Mets offense to cool down. I'm just declaring it because they've went over this line in 3 straight versus Arizona. They were seeing Diamondbacks pitching incredibly well. Prior to that, though, they were under this line in 4 out of their 5 games previous to that. So again, the hit rate is there, and I'm trusting the Mets bats to cool down a little bit because you're not seeing the Diamondbacks pitching anymore. Over the last 2 weeks, the Reds 16th in bullpen ERA, so middle of the pack, bullpen for us in that one. I trust Hunter Green, to be able to give the Reds a solid 6 innings pitch of work, maybe even stretch it into 7th if he's absolutely humming in this one. If you want to take the first 5 under and just and stay out of the bullpens, I do endorse that play as well. But I just think the Mets team total as a whole is the safer option because I'd rather just not touch David Peterson in the Mets bullpen in that one. But Austin, what do you got for us today?
Logan, I'm going to do you a favor and let Pete Alonso, who's watching the video right now, know that I'm not betting against the Mets. Look, Pete Alonso, and I bet against them. The man bats 1,000. He's Pete Bonds. He's just swinging. Everything is an extra base hit. Look, Pete, I'm not fading you guys. If I ever back the Mets, the man is a double play machine. So look, Pete, I know you're watching out there. Please just go out there, get us a couple double plays, and get out of town. Now I'm going to stick in the same division though, Logan. Going to another NL East team, and I'm going to the Braves, taking their team total over 2.5 in the first 5 innings. It didn't work out yesterday with the Twins, but I really like this one, minus 125 on DraftKings. For my FanDuel people out there, I really like this pivot as well. I think this pivot hits, assuming the Braves team total hits. I would take the Braves plus 1.5 in the first 5 as a same game parlay. Parlay that with the over 3.5 alt runs in the first 5. That's about minus 130. A little bit more juice than this one, but this is already minus 125. I think this is a really safe play. Assuming the Braves score 3, that probably hits because I don't really trust Bryce Elder a whole lot on the road. I think he gives up a run or 2 to the Marlins at least. But let's talk about why I'm back in the Braves today. Is they're going to be going up against Johnny Cueto. Now, you look at Cueto, hasn't really looked all too good as of late. I mean, he had a couple good starts. They kind of brought him in, started him a couple times. It was like, oh, Cueto's kind of looking back to what we've seen over him. But recently, nope, not great. 2 starts in September, an 8.31 ERA, allowing a 3.03 batting average. Yeah, that's not great. His ERA at home is actually higher, 6.29 compared to 5.94 on the road. And his last 6 starts, here's his earned runs. 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, and 5 earned runs, allowing 10 home runs in those 6 starts. So he's given up a lot of hard contact, giving up a lot of runs, and that sets up pretty nicely for a Braves team that we know can drop 3 runs in any inning. They could be scoreless into the 5th, where you still have a chance with the team like the Braves. They're just that overpowered, it feels like, this season. And we've seen the Braves have seen him a good amount. 73 plate appearances versus Cueto, only a 15K percentage and a 265 batting average. The last time they saw Cueto was 2019. That was the last time he started against the Braves or pitched against them. Obviously, it's been a while. Some of the players weren't on that team at the time, and now they are. But still, at the end of the day, we know Cueto's obviously taken a big step off of that. We know we're only going to really see Cueto if we see some of the bullpen. That's probably a good sign that Cueto got rocked and we already cashed our pick. So I'm going to keep it simple. Take the Braves team total over 2.5. It's pretty square, but the Braves have just been so good. I think they can get us 3 runs. You also look at Cueto's earned runs props in at 3.5. His outs prop juiced to the under at 15.5. So they don't think he makes it to 15 or makes it more than 5 innings. And I think he gives up at least 3, maybe even 4 runs today. So I'll take this 2.5 at minus 125. I think it's a great play. But Logan, you're fading another pitcher with an earns run prop. Who are you fading today?
Yeah, I'm going to the Guardians game. I'm taking Lucas Giolito over 2.5 earned runs, minus 120 odds on DraftKings, currently our best value. Now, this one's probably going to get juiced as the day goes on because, Jose Urena is my own private, guy I like to fade, but everybody and their mother loves to fade Lucas Giolito. And I get that because this is a percentage play. The hit rate is high, and the Guardians, got Giolito off the waivers to go in there and just chew up innings. Not like the Guardians making the playoffs. So what are they looking for from a guy like Giolito? Go out and give him 6 innings pitched. If he goes 6 innings pitched and gives up 8 earned runs, well, the Guardians' philosophy is if he dies, he dies. Because honestly, I just don't see them pulling him early in this one. For what? Like to save your bullpen? Nah, the Guardians won't do that. They're gonna let him out there struggle. If good or bad, we're gonna see some Giolito out there. Giolito on the year, 4.89 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP for Giolito. Not great numbers at all. I mean, hovering around a 5 ERA. Also, Lucas Giolito went over this line in 3 straight and 7 out of his last 8 starts. Again, guys, I'm not a hit rate type guy. I kind of hate that in baseball, but this is just one of those plays. It's like you got to pick it on a percentage play because it's hitting more often than not. Also, look at Giolito's advanced metrics: 9th percentile in barrel percentage, 25th percentile in hard hit percentage. So he's not missing bats. When he's getting hit, it's getting hit. He's getting hit hard for extra bases usually, and that's exactly how you drive up those runs on him. Look at this Rangers offense too that he has to face today. I don't envy what he has to go out there and do. He has to face a Rangers offense that's hitting 265 in September, which is pretty solid, and 282 against righties this month. We know this Rangers offense loves seeing right-handed pitching. They've crushed righties all year long, and I don't think Lucas Giolito is going to be exception to this one. He's already seen the Rangers have already seen him back on August 15th. Giolito went 6 innings pitched, allowed 4 earned runs to the Rangers back then. So obviously he went over in that one. You got a Texas offense that's 3rd in runs, 2nd in hits for a reason. They're so good offensively. 1 through 9, they can get production from anyone in that lineup. And the way the Rangers just have been making bad pitchers pay all season long is why I'm comfortably backing them today. If Giolito's missing his spots, like we've seen him do a lot this year, just if you ever watch Lucas Giolito pitch, just watch where the catcher sets up and then watch where the pitch ends up. And that's the sign if he's missing spots or not. I really do like his earned run prop over, and I think it's a really good bet to make. Austin, what else you got for us?
Yeah, Logan, let's hope the juice balls make it to Cleveland, and I'm certainly confident they will. I think the juice balls might make their way to this one. The Astros Royals. I like the over 9.5 runs, minus 105 on BetMGM. Now, for both these two teams, I honestly like their team total over. I think the Royals will sit in at 3.5. I think the Astros at 5.5. We know when the Astros bats are clicking. They're clicking on all cylinders. They could hit this over by themselves. We've seen them score 10 plus runs plenty of times this season, especially when they've all been healthy with Altuve, Jordan, even now Brantley back in that lineup. But let's talk about both these two starting pitchers. We'll start with Christian Javier, who's scheduled to go for the Astros today. And you look at Javier, man, he has just fallen off the cliff this season. The last 5 starts, 4 earned runs. And this is the guy that is not going far into games. This guy, he has an outs line of like 15.5. So he's barely getting into the 5th inning, relying on their bullpen to pitch a ton of innings as well. And I expect the same kind of thing today. We've seen him struggle even mightily on the road, 5.51 ERA on the road, and he's allowed 16 home runs at just 78 innings pitched. So he's giving up really hard contact, and he doesn't get ground balls. Second percentile in ground ball percentage. There's a kryptonite to this Royals offense. Sometimes they will get those double plays, and you're just like, dang it, why are we doing this again? You'll get the leadoff guy on double play. But this is a guy in Christian Javier that's struggling to get that. And we've seen, when you watch the Astros and Javier pitch on like Sunday Night Baseball, you always see them bring up the metric. He has the highest K drop, I believe, out of anyone this MLB season. Last year, Javier was dealing a 33.2 K percentage last season. It's dropped all the way to 21.9. I believe the biggest drop just from year to year in the MLB this season. And so he's just struggling. I think the Royals to get some free base runners via the walk, hopefully make Javier take advantage of the pitches. He sometimes just throws things down the middle of the plate. We know the Royals, if they are clicking, they can hit home runs, especially at home. It's really only a place I want to trust them. And then on their side, starting Zach Greinke expected to start. Now, the former Astro, the former pretty much any other MLB team, as he's been around the pond a long, long time. And he has been better at home. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. He has a 3.8 ERA at home compared to a 7.31 on the road. But you look at his batting average allowed. In fact, it is higher at home at a 291 than a 283 on the road. So look, he's getting out of the jams when he's at home. Congrats, you're getting out of the jams. But what that screams to me is, hey, maybe one day you're not going to get out of the jams. And he has not been getting out of the jams as of late, barely going 3-4 innings pitched. And if he's only going 3 or 4 innings pitched, then you're putting a lot of trust into a Royals bullpen that has not been that good this year. You've also seen, Greinke doesn't miss bats. This is a guy probably with a 2.5, 3.5 K prop. He doesn't miss bats. And when the Astros get that hit parade started, it doesn't stop for a while. Everyone just seems to be getting hits left and right. And that's when you can see a crooked number go up in the box score. You see a 3, 4, 5 earned run or 5 run type inning. And that should make this over hopefully a no sweat bet. We've seen the Astros 98 plate appearances for Greinke, a 19% K percentage, and a 304 batting average. They've seen him plenty. I think they can score runs up on Greinke. I think the Royals can score runs up on Javier. And then when you get to the bullpens, maybe both those guys pitch decently. You get to the bullpens. Astros bullpen, 4.5 ERA over the last 10 days. And the Royals, a 5.02 ERA. If there's anything we know about the Royals, if your team's not looking great, when you get to that bullpen, don't worry. They got plenty of guys that are like 7, 10 ERA type guys. I certainly think that we could see a lot of runs in this one. So I'm taking the over 9.5. I think we see a lot of runs in that game. And then our 5th and final play of the day that I already talked at the top of the video is our Dimers Hit Parlay. 3 players to get a hit, tracking it for half a unit. Should be around plus 150 odds. We're just waiting. I'll let you know the third leg. It's Mookie Betts. We're just waiting on him to get a line. If you want to go check out the other 2 hitters we're tailing for our hit parlay, you can check out that top link in the description. Should be live once we get some Mookie Betts odds, which shouldn't be too long. But Logan, those are our favorite plays of the day. Let's have a 5-0 sweep of the day. Let's get it done, and we will see you guys back again tomorrow. A reminder, Logan and I are about to record our college football video. That will be posted right after this one. I'll link it right over Logan's face will be our college football video when that is live at 12 p.m. Also have some NFL spread picks later on today as well. Let's have a great day, Logan. Let's go 5-0, and we'll see you guys back in tomorrow on Saturday with some more picks. Peace.